Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is my 2022 BookTube Prize Finals TBR video. I'm so excited about this. It's just been such a tiring week for me that it's taken me longer to get in front of the camera than I wanted. But anyway, I definitely want to do this, and then I can, officially start my judging and all of that. So anyway, the BookTube Prize was started by Robert at Barter Hordes. It's for the online bookish community to gather together and judge the best in literary fiction, nonfiction, and translated fiction that was published in the last year in the US. It is a months-long project, and we started, in January, February, and now we've whittled down our very long lists into 6 final books per category. I took off the last round, the semifinals, but now I'm back to judge the final books. Well, at least in one of the divisions. And as a starting preamble, I've been sort of tracking the books in the 2 divisions I signed up to judge. These are the lists of the books that Robert sent us in January that we could vote on to be part of the long list. We could vote on 20 books per division, and so I started out with fiction. 17 of the 20 books I voted for made it onto the long list, and now for the finals, 4 of those books remain on the list. And then for nonfiction, 18 of the 20 books I voted for made it onto the long list. And now in the finals, 2 of those books remain on the list. Back in the quarterfinals, I read nonfiction, and the 3 books I judged made it to the fiction round, but now only 1 of those books remains in the judging. But the 3 books in fiction I read for the octafinals way back in the beginning, they all remain in the finals round. That's exciting. As I predicted at the time, The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois by Honoré Ferron Jeffers remains in the running. I'm more excited and surprised, I guess, that the book I put as number 1 at the time, The 5 Wounds by Kirsten Valdez Quaid, remains in the running. That is really very exciting to me that it's still there. We'll have to see how things go. Yeah, I'm actually very excited, very intrigued by the fiction round. I've already read 4 of the books in that round, so if I got the fiction ballot, I'd only have to read 2 books to finish this up. But the computer algorithm did not put me in fiction for the finals round for judging. I got nonfiction. And for nonfiction, I read 1 of the books, and we'll have to read 5 more, alas. But I guess, technically speaking, perhaps that's a little more fun to, read more of the books more immediately. Anyway, it's actually my first time judging a round of the BookTube Prize where I've read one of the books previously. In this case, I read it in the quarterfinals. So yeah, it's been a weird year for me in the BookTube Prize, at least how I began and ended, because usually in the octafinals the algorithm gives me nonfiction, and for the finals I get fiction, and now it's turned around, but that's how it goes. And I have 6 books now that I have to judge, so I figured I would give my brief thoughts on them right after showing you a montage of their covers. Okay, I guess the easiest book to mention first is Facing the Mountain by Daniel James Brown, which I already read for the quarterfinals. I really like this book. I put it as number 2 of the 6 that I judged, so I guess this means that the other books have some stiff competition, perhaps. Anyway, this is historical fiction that I found really engaging. We were following several members of the Japanese American community, particularly those who belonged to an infantry unit in World War II. It was a unit that saw a lot of action in Europe. But of course, on top of, hearing of their bravery and travails during war, there was also the fact that most of their families were being held in concentration camps in the U.S. at the time, and sort of the incongruity of that, and also one of the young men that the author chronicled was in fact not a soldier, but a Japanese-American man who was fighting the system and this injustice. So I just found it very engaging. The book I think that sticks out to me the most is something I've been circling around for a bit, is Empire of Pain, The Secret History of the Sackler Dynasty. It's just one of those books, I guess, also that feels like a very dramatic telling of events. This chronicles a very rich family in pharmaceuticals. They've been known to be like philanthropists or big artist people. Like I know them from their name on a Smithsonian building in Washington, D.C. for art. But anyway, now they are more infamous and reviled because they were the ones who brought Oxycontin to us, a very addictive and lethal, dangerous drug. And it seems like there is a lot of drama and just sort of despicable, greedy behavior and all that sort of stuff in there. So I guess it really has a lot of ingredients that could draw people in, and so I've been intrigued, and I'm excited to get to read it. Another book I'm intrigued about in here is Under a White Sky, The Nature of the Future, which is about climate change, and I'm excited that basically a science nature book has made it to the finals. I don't think that happens very often, or one of the big things about the BookTube Prize is that the science and nature books tend to get voted out, so it's exciting that this one made its way all the way to the top, although I guess I'm a little wary too. It's probably going to be a bit depressing in its way, but also hopefully very useful and well presented information. And finally, the other three are similar social history sort of books in a way, very much focusing on U.S. history, which kind of does speak to a little bit of the bias, especially when it comes to the nonfiction division here. But it'll be interesting to compare them to each other. And there's more differences, I think, between them than I even think. I've also been watching BookTube videos where people have read them. So we have A Little Devil in America, Notes on Black Performance by Hanif Abdurraqib, which I believe is a book of essays, which is also something you don't see very often make it to the final round. And I guess I get a little wary. I think I tend to find essay collections a little uneven, or maybe I'm probably overthinking it, and certainly this book has gotten far up the ranks here. So I'm also just intrigued by the subject matter in general. And then we have How the Word is Passed, A Reckoning with the History of Slavery Across America, which I'm not sure if this is essays exactly, but Clint Smith is a historian who goes to various parts of America and brings, I believe, really primary documents and a sense of history to the present, just to really lay on the multifacetedness of the place and the social history, and of course with this lens on how slavery and the slave trade really informed the place and certainly American history. So I think there's going to be a lot of richness in that as well. And finally we have Chasing Me to My Grave, which is a memoir of sorts, or I think I put it as an autobiography when I was researching it myself, because technically there's a ghostwriter involved, but she worked, I think, very closely with Winfred Rembert, who is a visual artist, a black visual artist, who I believe in chronicling his life will talk about his experience in the Jim Crow South and all that sort of thing. So again, there is a social commentary about, the realities of growing up within a prejudicial system in the U.S. Going on in here, and hopefully also, a lot of stuff about his own life and art. So yeah, those are the books and my preliminary thoughts, which are to say that I am excited and intrigued. I think there might be a nice variety in terms of both subject matter in a certain light and also the genre of nonfiction in another light. So we shall see how it goes. And that's all I can really say about these books for now. I gotta zip my lips and be mum because as an official judge, we judge each round privately so as not to influence each other. So I will be teasing these books in my Am Reading videos for the next couple of months, but then I won't talk about my thoughts about them until the very end and the finals are announced in early October, and then I will give you my ranking video and all the rest of it, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, as I wrap up this particular video, and I will also link to Robert's finals announcement video down below and more information about the BookTube Prize, I am done, talking about it in loads of gushing detail, but I will be back on this channel much more soon. Whew. Words, but anyway, next time I think I'll be here in a couple of days to do my page 112 tag, so I can continue this trend of building up my TBR for the coming months. The page 112 tag is one of my TBR game ways of whittling down my physical unread shelves by choosing a few books at random and judging them based on the quality of page 112. So stay tuned. You will. I can't tell you about my judging process for the BookTube Prize yet, but I can judge other books. So anyway, and I hope all of my fellow judges for the finals are, as eager as I am to dive right on in and are enjoying their reads so far, even though you can't tell me about them yet. But anyway. I hope the rest of you are gearing up for a great upcoming weekend, so huzzah! On that note, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.